John Kenneth Shabazz here. We're here in Morgantown, and I'm blessed to be able to have one of the best come through and holler at what's going on out here in West Virginia. I got Sheik, Imam, Akbar stopped through from DC, and we're going to chop it up a little bit right here in my apartment. Okay, and we appreciate the brother for coming through.
We appreciate being here with you, brother. Our brother, long-time activist, John Kenneth Shabazz, always been on meeting the needs of the people and dealing, managing the issues of the people. That's been his forte, his calling card. We team up on many occasions here in West Virginia, and as well on the East Coast and out of Jamestown, Hampton, Norfolk. He just better rock. You come to DC and keep the movement and with the right spirit of revolution and right spirit of preserving our culture and keeping all of the idealism of the ancestors. This is one thing the Kenneth Shabazz, he keeps the ancestors on the mission. So we're proud to serve with him. We're proud to be with you today.
Assalamu alaikum wa alaikum salam, brother.
Yes, sir.
My first contacts with the party came from out of coming to Jamestown back in 2007.
Yes, sir.
And I remember my first contacts reaching out to you because I didn't have a job. I had lost my job at the television station, and I was back out in the street again, trying to make money. And I had had enough of it. The time was getting tight. I had babies, and you counseled me and you said, "Brother, go back and see if you can get you something."
That's right.
See if you can get you something. Don't give up.
That's right.
And next thing I know, I came up with another job. I came up with another job, and the job was actually working in conjunction with WVU with the video camera.
That's right.
But I shared that with you because you counsel young brothers. Okay? But young brothers got to be available to be in counsel. And see, people get on me sometimes, brother, we need you back out in the street. I think at some time, after you become an elder, you make it to be the age that you are, the young brother should discipline himself and reach out to you and to us in respect.
Yes, sir. I think the main element you touched on there, Brother Shabazz, is the young people remaining coachable and to receive. I know because they're full of transmission. They transmit all kinds of things, but then when they turn the receiver down on low volume or they turn their receiver off and they become difficult to manage or hard to coach or uncoachable. But you stayed in the spirit of being coachable. So taking the advice, you went right in the spirit of divine intervention, and then you had self-determination. That was the biggest thing, that you were determined to make it. You had what a coach would say, a little setback was just a setup for even a stronger comeback. So you're back on the scene, strong as ever, and looking great, doing the right things out here to aid and assist the people, especially now with the Charles Eccles case and with all the things that occurred here, back in the history with the Megan Williams case, and then the whole phenomenon of challenging that situation at Jamestown was just an awesome task in itself. So you're known for putting in the work, and bringing the task to the forefront and going on the front line to meet the tasks of the opposition. So I think it's a great legacy that you bring to the table.
Yes, sir. I want to add on and say that I had an interview with a WVU college student a while back, and she asked me about what is conscious. She asked me to define it. And at that time, I gave the definition that I gave her is you read and you study the conscious literature, the literature of the movement. I gave her my own rites of passage. I spent about 10 years studying the literature of the conscious movement from 1984 to about 1994 before I changed my name or reclaimed my name, the name that I have now, John Kenneth Shabazz.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And after you got so part of being conscious is redoing the work yourself, reading the books, studying, grooming your own self, validating yourself, then coming into a conscious group of people that are doing collective work. For me, Shame on Jamestown was coming into a conscious group of people doing collective activist work. It's a reaffirmation of who I am after having done the work myself on me, validating myself. Now I'm coming into a group of other activists that are validating me because of the work. I was doing a study group at that time. Shame on Jamestown. I had 7 brothers that we was together meeting on a daily basis, studying the Afrocentric literature. I tried to get them to go to Jamestown with me.
Okay.
They didn't want to go. I think you and Zulu came through here later on Many Wings, but that was my first contact with you, and I wanted to introduce them as well, right?
Yes.
I was doing a study group. They didn't want to go, so I went and took the video camera, videotaped as much as I could of the rally that was done in Norfolk, as well as the actual demonstration that was done in Jamestown.
Yeah, that is a phenomenon by you having the footage and then always seeking a way to connect to the young people. You stayed in the university, you kept it alive, and you kept some form of journalism going that was feeding back to the activist community. So you were a unique activist. In fact, that you had journalism was your major, and when journalism is my major, and then most of my children are the English major or journalism major. So you have the spirit of getting the word. Distribution of information is also important to the movement. How we disseminate information, and so I think you always carry the crown for getting information to we the people.
I want to ask you about Black Power.
Yes, sir.
Okay. How much can we talk about that?
Yes, sir. We talk extensively about that. We started right about that time. The Black Power Radio started right behind Jamestown's the Shame on Jamestown move. Was really a tribute that George W. Bush was attempting to highlight Jamestown as some form of a legacy of America, establishing America. And so there were 27,000 Caucasians out there. There was a handful of blacks, and then there was Shaka Khan, James Earl Jones, and then the Black Power. We had about 100 people in the network that were against the move. And so we went out hard on our protests and demonstrations with all the original tribes, like Eddie Long Walker, Warrior Woman and their family, and all of the prayers in original languages. And the Nation of Islam was there, the Black Panther Party, all the local activists, the 100 Black Bands, NAACP, a couple of SCLCs, and just more of the movement that was conscious in the region, more or less. But some of them traveled across the country as well to be there. So we thank Warrior Woman and her husband, Long Walker, coming all the way from California to Memphis. So,
absolutely.
So it was a great
I was inspired. I got to be honest with you.
Yes, sir.
I was inspired by going to Jamestown. I come back with the information, and when we had study group here on the local level, I was like,
yes, sir.
Man, y'all sitting around here watching the video. Because I had met Hashim
as well,
for the first time. I remember I seen him and I was like, man, he got down. When I say Hashim Nzinga, his delivery was a delivery that it appealed to me at that time.
Yes, sir.
It's just the way he presented himself. He presented himself as a guy that's easy to get along with. You know, you hear so much about the Black Panthers, and you hear about them carrying guns, and you hear about them. See, my study group was afraid of Black Panthers. They accused me of going off in another direction and teaching hate white and hooking up with the blacks. And I had to tell them, no, after you study the literature, your next move is to actually apply what you studied about. Don't keep it real, you know what I mean? You be an authentic and conscious person. So working with the Black Panthers is grassroots. It represents the collective, not an Uncle Tom in the spot. You know what I'm saying? Right. So that's my position. I think to actually clear up and say that the Black Panthers are grassroots that Malcolm X spoke to. Okay. Groups like the Republic of New Africa are authentically looking out for the collective best interest of the whole, and not trying to cut a deal where they can get some money, whether it be 501c3 or whatever type of money, where they can cut a deal for themselves as individuals. That's what I see among
It's an
authentic black people.
Well, that alludes to the fact that the national chairman Hashim Nzinga, he rolled a study group in Dallas, in Fort Worth, in the bookstore, and then he had an original think tank that would bring all of the revolutionaries eventually to Dallas. And that was one of his early breaking the ice, just before he locked on when it was Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad.
He's called Akbar.
Mahad is, so he was there with his study group, and they were bringing think tanks and political activism in Dallas. It was on the low, and I think that the Hashim Nzinga, he tried to turn the volume up on activism, on black activism in the city of Dallas. And
particularly with a certain class of people that got resources and money to be able to take some redistribute that amongst the grassroots.
He always represented that plug between the entertainment community, the grassroots, and then all of the politics. He would sew them all together because he wanted all those things, and they remembered him. And so we could always go back to those groups and get them to be on our events, etc., and then team up, and then they would donate to help us to get improved. And we started like a little Flintstone mobile. You pedal back, pedal forward, you go forward. So you got to ride in Suburbans, we weren't no gangsters or nothing, but we just improved our situation as a result of the Honorable Hashim Nzinga.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
I met him again. I ended up getting the assignment on the Megan Williams case because I went to Jamestown. You all, we had met each other face to face in Jamestown, so you all had some trust in me. Do we got anybody out in West Virginia that we can contact on this? But I'm gonna say about the Megan Williams. Before I was contacted by you guys, when it first happened, it was such an outrage. I called down. I had contacts already, so I called down there myself. Some people from Charleston told me, leave that alone. She had a reputation on the local level as acting out always in some stuff. Okay, I didn't know about that at that time. The local people from Charleston, so I called down there. Somebody that I knew told me, leave the Megan Williams case alone. She was out there messing with that boy, fighting him. Don't take your, going about your business. But then I got a call from the National, and the National said, take your video camera down there and try to get contact with her. Give you a sign. Okay, the National was outraged. The country is outraged about what happened. Right. Remember, that was the time, right around the time of the
genocide. Her hair, punishing her, torturing her, keeping her captive, forcing her to drink from the urine.
All the many things.
Many things were done to her.
It superseded what happened to Gina, because Gina also was going on at that time. You remember? Then Megan Williams comes up, and you all decide Megan Williams is more brutal, worse than Gina. So I actually, I had a student in my study group, right? Who today, I want to make sure I say his name. That brother got him a black wife, and his race, he stayed true to the game. He took me down to Charleston. He took me down to Charleston.
Yeah, that's what most of our content, we were kind of working out of Charleston on the case. That made a sort of like we commandeered the area. I don't know if you say we mobilized there in Charleston and went on the outreach and made it happen.
Made it happen against I would say against the odds. I was telling somebody earlier before you came about the revolutionary job is to turn on the toms in the revolutions.
Transformation is
to help that's part of history. Look at
be a scholar, be a revolutionary.
So look at the relationship between Stokely Carmichael, Kwame Ture, and Dr. Martin Luther King. The impact of Kwame Ture on Dr. King.
Oh yeah, that changed the dynamic. We became gravitating more strongly towards Africa, or we say our people land, and then you see that you have to now go old school Dr. Martin Luther King and Old Testament and New Testament Dr. Martin, Old School Testament on Old Testament Dr. Malcolm X, and the New Testament, New School doctrine about Malcolm X. Omar Wiley became a freedom fighter, and many things came out of that, including the Black Panther. It really came out of Malcolm X.
Absolutely.
His activism ought to be recognized.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, you know, I got a pool table up in here, and what I did is, well, let me say this while I got you in the mind. One of the solutions that I would like to see for this area, for the Black population, is we have to be protected. Mm-hmm. So the establishment of autonomous communities, autonomous, self-sufficient communities for those who want to have peaceful refuge, and you can decolonize, where you can learn to get along with one another. I think we have a right to that. I think we have a right to a historical museum based upon our collective best interests. I don't think we can rely upon the establishment as it exists currently, whether it be Democrat or Republican, to tell the best story or give us our best history. Right. I mean, history goes beyond 1619, and the Democrats and the Republicans both, they don't want to recognize that we're the original inhabitants of the planet. They don't want to recognize that. And I think that, so we have to take control of that, of education. We're necessary. A museum, in my view, a museum does that. If we put our one of our people in the spot. But until that time, we have to develop our own educational systems. I have a DVD ministry that I'm going back into. I got the scholars. I got Dr. Alexander Sertimus. I got the rare stuff from him. Mm-hmm. They came before Columbus. I got a DVD of that I haven't released. I'm gonna let it go.
Yes, sir. He's one of our mentors.
He's one of our best.
So in order to influence the dynamic or change the narrative, we have to again write our own history. We have to produce our own archives. We have to see museums. All of the things that influence the history, the culture, have to be preserved by us, because they have no sense of concern as far as producing anything for us. Matter of fact, that the mission of the Euro Nation and all the institutions, wherever you saw them, they were attempting to erase the African or the presence of Africa, including people that attack the statues and not change the nose or destroy anything that had us in resemblance of the statues of us or anything that was in a dwelling or cemetery. They would build, like in Tulsa, Oklahoma, they would build a baseball stadium on top of the cemetery of our people. I got the argument asserted by allusion to the fact that when we had graveyards here, it took 2,000 years before the white, before he embarked on North America, I knew anything about the so-called New World. We were already here, living in the civilization. Living, not surviving, but living in the civilization. So I think we can close the end right there and then take a few still shots.
Okay, brother. Okay. I'll give you. I guess we can close. I close you. But I'm gonna pull you back for a second interview, right? Because I'm gonna be doing more and more interviews. Now I appreciate you for this, brother.
Likewise. And we're having all Black Power Radio. Black Power Radio TV news now. With folks, Sister Janae, etc. And a lot more is coming out of it. Like I said, it's been ongoing for 20 some odd years of radio. We were inspired by Dr. Kathy D. She has 100 radio stations. So she inspired us to do the radio, which is she went into Radio 1 and TV 1. And now we're going from Black Power Radio to Black Power Radio TV News. So there's a lot of exciting things coming out.
Bring Zulu back in. Bring Umar in.
Yes, sir.
We got to ask Umar.
Right.
Stuff. Now, I love Dr. Umar because I've been a few different jobs.
Done a lot of work together.
I come to New York. For the 50th, for the anniversary of the Big Youth March. Now, I happen to see it.
Right. So all of us,
Umar there, everybody there for that. But I wanted him to respond to school.
He's at Wilmington, Delaware now for school. So we have done some things recently, and his updated with school should be starting in 5 September 2025. He's gotten all of his certificates, all his heating, ventilation, air conditioning, and getting his, his lab, his curriculum, the students, everything is coming together.
Now we got we got a Dunbar school over in Fairmont. Now, I know you got a Dunbar in DC,
right?
Okay. I thought about it. The Dunbar and Fairmont needs money to get raised up right. Negroes got in there taking the money and messed the money up. And I'm coming out with it, right? I want to be able to do a correlation between Dunbar and DC and Dunbar
in Morgantown?
It's over in Fairmont.
It's in Fairmont. Okay, we just left Fairmont.
15 miles south. That's where Eccles got killed over there in Fairmont.
Right. But we want to support the effort to expose that case. Can you give us a little update on where they are?
Well, we've recently heard some what I like to believe is good news, because we've been working on this since 2023, since July of 2023. But recently, and I hadn't got a chance to update you on it, right? We received a letter from the circuit court judge in response to we did a rally on August 24th at Morning Star Church. I think I was telling you. We did a rally and a press conference. In response to that, I sent out a letter to the judge, giving him 30 days to make a decision. Either you're going to allow us to have access to the grand jury to present this probable cause information in the death of Eccles, or you got to write up a finding of fact and conclusion of law on the record why you're not doing it. So the judge recently, he writes a letter and tells the prosecutor, we got 10 days to give us a memorandum on your conclusions raised at the press conference. You got time left to do the press conference, but you never did a legal memorandum. So that's where we're at now. To the end of the month, prosecute. Now the next grand jury is in October. That's why I gave them 30 days, because they've been planning this in June. Tell us yes or no. We did the rally, and we got community support. But the next thing to do is double down and do the same thing all over again.
Right.
Yeah,
so that's all I'm going to ask you, brother. Appreciate you and the effort, and I know the Eccles family really love you for doing the work.
I know, I gotta say this, that recently one of the local brothers did contact me from over in Fairmont and said that the community appreciates that. But I haven't been back over there since we did the rally. I don't live in Fairmont, I live over here. That's where I'm originally from. So if you have been talking about it, you know what I'm saying? But it's the whole region. It ain't just, it's the whole region in my view. But that's the spot that I come out from. You're originally from Virginia.
Yes, sir.
My people that's why I say it's the whole region, because my people my bloodline is from Virginia.
Right? I was born under the tree where they hung that brother. And right there in Boyd area, I was born in a small town, Virginia. And that's been an ongoing situation there. What's your question to be the people?
But I ain't turned off the camera. I sit there and talk to you for hours.
Okay, good. You got to turn it on. Thank you for your job, Shabazz. That's money coming right here. So I got to.